This video is about writing a linear model. This happens to be number 52 on your final exam review. And so it says model data. Part A says basically to model the data with a linear model. And they told us to model it with a linear model. If they didn't tell us that, what we would do is plot 3 or 4 points and see if it looked linear. And if it did, we'll say, okay, we're going to model this with the linear model. And the linear model we want to end up with is y equals mx plus b. But before we get that, what we need to have is a slope and a point. We could put it into point slope form. Y minus y1 is m times x minus x1. So we need to figure out the slope, and then we need to pick one of these points and plug it into our formula. So right here, we have 2 points. In 2005, they're letting that be x is 0, and 2006 is x is 1. So here's 1 point, 0, 32.2. And here's another point, 1, 33.5. And so what we're going to do here is calculate the slope, which is the change in the y's over the change in the x's, or y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So in this case, it'll be 33.5 minus 32.2 over 1 minus 0 gives us, let me see if I'm doing this right. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. It gives us 1.3 over 1, which is 1.3. And so what this means, this slope means is that for the rate of deaths followed by cremations is increasing at a rate of 1.3% per year. That's what this slope means, because y is the percent of cremations every year and x is the number of years. All right, so that's our slope. Now we just simply choose either point. I'm going to choose this one because the 0 is going to make it real easy. Y minus y1, which is 32.2, is equal to the slope, 1.3 that we just calculated, times x minus 0. Y is equal to 1.3 times x. I'm going to add the 32.2 to both sides. So this, y equals mx plus c, this is part A, the model that we could come up with. So part B says use your model to estimate the percent of deaths followed by cremation in 2016. Well, if 2005 is year 0, then 2016 minus 2005 would give us 11. That means 11 years after they started taking this data, that would be the year 2016. So we're just going to plug in 11 for x to predict the amount of deaths followed by cremation in 2016. So we would say y is equal to 1.3 times 11 plus 32.2. And when we plug that in, we get this is equal to 46.5. And so what were the y values? They were percent of cremations. This is in the year 2016. All right.